Hello everyone, welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. On today's episode, it's Luminar 4. I really wanted to take a deep dive into the actual color tool found in the Essentials panel in Luminar 4. It's a really powerful adjustment and I really wanted to dig into it and really explore it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get started. I'm working with a stock image today, and this image to me seems just a little bit flat. Like there's a lot of color in here and it looks like it could really be enhanced a bit. So that's why I chose this image today to look at the color tool. So before we start, let's come up to the Essentials tab and click on AI Enhance. Always a good one to do, right? Just give it a little bit of AI accent and it just gets it looking a little bit better really quickly and fast. So the next step is I'm going to highly recommend that you come up and add a new adjustment layer. And the reason I'm saying this is when we're adding this color adjustment, after we've adjusted it and say we've went a little bit overboard on all the adjustments, because we'll be making a bunch of different adjustments here, you'll be able to take the opacity slider and ease it off a little bit just in case you went a little bit too strong. So I think that's an important step. We're going to go into our Essentials tab. So just come to the Essentials tab and click on that. And you want to find the color tool right here. The color tool is really nice and it has your basic adjustments. Of course, it has your overall saturation adjustment, which you can work with. I'm just going to double click this and get it back. And of course, you have vibrance that you can play with as well. I'm not going to start out there, but we're going to start out in the advanced setting here. So if it's not open up, just give it a click and you're going to find your hue, saturation, luminance, and hue shift inside of here. And this is what we're going to really start out with to really get our colors to pop. So you notice here we have the colors broken down into different colors actually: red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, looks like purple, and pink. So we have a nice range of colors to work with here. Now the way I like to work with this tool is I like to start out with luminance just to find out where those colors are. So I'm on red, so if I take this red slider and move it up to the right, or move it back, you can see where those colors are sitting at, right? So that kind of helps me. So I'm just going to double click it. So the first thing I want to do is maybe adjust the saturation of it and working on those red tones. And then I might adjust the hue just to get those reds looking the way I want them to look. So we can alter that a little bit. We don't have to settle with what came out of the camera. So we can just get it looking the way we like for our vision. And then of course we can come to the luminance and we can say we want it lighter or we want it darker. And I might just lighten them up just a little bit. Now let's come to orange. And I just go down the line is what I do here. And now take the luminance and see where that's sitting. And that's sitting in those in this area right in here as well. So let me double click luminance. And now let's work with the saturation there. And so we can pop that saturation up maybe just a little bit. I think that looks nice. And let's play with its hue. And I highly recommend working with each and every color here to get them looking just the way you want. Because this will make the difference between like just a nice image and a great image. So it's important that you play with all this stuff. And now let's play with the luminance and see what we got here. So see that? That's looking really nice. And now let's go to yellows. And again, let's pour luminance up and back. And we can see where those yellows are sitting. So let's go ahead and adjust the saturation here. Let's give that yellow some more saturation. Really make that yellow pop. And let's play with its hue. And get it looking the way we like it. Maybe a little more saturation. Something like that. And let's play with its luminance. Maybe right around there. Next color will be green. And of course we know the trees and the grasses. Okay, so I'll double click luminance. And do we want more saturation in the greens? If we do, it's just going to be a very minor amount. Now let's play with the hue. And get the hue where we think it looks right. And I'm thinking maybe right around there. Now let's play with its luminance. Or lighter, darker. Maybe just slightly lighter, right around there. And cyan, let's pull the cyan up. Not much happening in cyan. So, but I'm thinking maybe right around there. I'm not even going to mess with the hue or the saturation on that one because there's not much going on there. Let's go to blue. Of course, we know the sky. And the blue is also affecting this purple color in this and these flowers right here as well. So let's double click Luminance to set it back. Let's play with the saturation. Do we want more blue or do we want less? If we want more blue, it's going to be just a very minor amount. And let's play with the hue a little bit. See, we go more to the magenta side here. Let's come back. Maybe take it a little bit closer to cyans, I think. I'm just looking for a natural blue sky, somewhere right around in there. Now let's play with the luminance. Do we want it lighter? Gives it a little more cheery feel. And maybe slightly lighter, not much. Maybe somewhere right around there looks good. Now we'll work with our purples, and we know purples, right, are going to be in here, but let's check it out. Yep, there's our purples. And there's some purple up in the sky as well. So let's go ahead and take the saturation, maybe bump that up just a little bit, and let's play with its hue and get that purple looking the way we want it to look. And I'm thinking maybe right there. Now let's play with the luminance. Maybe just lighten it up just a little bit, and maybe just a little bit more saturation in it. Because it tends to, when you tend to lighten things up, you tend to lose some of that saturation. So, but I'm thinking right around there looks pretty good. And now let's go to our pinks, and of course we're probably going to see pinks here, but let's see if we're right. Yep, there's our pinks. So let's double click that. And do we want more saturation in the pinks? And we might want a little bit more saturation. We don't want it to go nuclear, but let's adjust its hue as well. It's important that you adjust all these just so you can get it looking the way your eye likes it. What your vision actually is for this particular image. And I think right around there. Now let's play with its luminance. And maybe lighten it up just a little bit. Now we have this hue shift right here, so we can shift it more towards blue or more towards yellows. So let's just see if we want to do that. And I'm thinking, no, it looks really good. But I like that they added this hue shift here, just in case you need to tweak it a little bit. But that's the initial adjustment right there. So we started out with hue, saturation, and luminance. Now let's just come up to saturation. And let's see if we need any saturation on this, any extra saturation, or do we want to take some saturation out? Let's just add a little bit of saturation and see what we get here. And if I want any, it's going to be a very slight amount, maybe right around there. And let's play with the vibrance. Now the vibrance is going to look at the weaker colors and pull those up. So a little vibrance there looks nice. And I really recommend, like I said at the start of this, to start with the HSL first and then come and tweak these guys up as a final adjustment. So maybe somewhere right around in there looks pretty good. And this remove color cast is nice. This is like a automatic color cast removal. Luminar 4 examines your image and gives you a nice color cast removal for you. So all you have to do, if you feel you have a little color cast in there, you can start to move this to the right. And if there's a color cast in there, it'll start to remove it. And I might just, I don't really see much of a color cast in here. It looks pretty good, but right around there, I think looks pretty good. Now, let's come up to this toggle right here. Let's look at the before. Kind of flat, right? And here's the after, which is looking really, really nice. Really happy with that. Now, let's click on the split screen here, and we can see. So, nice improvement just with that color tool. And it's a great tool. But I really wanted to break this color tool down so you can really see the power in it. And you really want to adjust all these adjustments. Now, like I said earlier, I told you to make a new adjustment layer. So let's come back to the layers here. And so if you felt you went too far, you can now take this adjustments amount and you could ease it off. So I could take it the whole way off, or just, you know, I might say, well, I just went a little bit overboard, so I can just back it off, maybe to around like an 84. And now let's click this checkbox here. Here's the before and here's the after. But look at that nice little image pop in there. Color pop, I should say. Not image pop, but a color pop into the image, which really helps it. I really wanted to break that color tool down because don't overlook it. There's so much in there, and that hue, saturation, and luminance, powerful adjustments there. So don't neglect that. Work with that, okay? I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell notification icon, and then every time I upload a new training tutorial, you'll be notified about it. And also, please leave questions and comments in the comment section below, and I will really get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I answer all of my comments and questions. Thanks very much for joining me today in The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I'll see each and every one of you right here next time. But until then, happy editing.